Hi Aquarius, welcome into your reading. Okay, so it's not typical setup as I normally am, but I'm traveling in Europe, so we're taking the show on the road. But the good thing is the location I'm in is it's quite beautiful actually. If you ask me, it's quite stunning. Nature, very nature-esque. So at least I'm connecting in a way. All right, let's see what's going on for you guys. We're going to go look into the first week of September. All right, first week of September for my Aquarius people, please. What's the situation? All right, you guys have the Six of Pentacles and Death. With the Six of Pentacles and Death, at the bottom of the deck, actually, there it is. It's a lot of you guys are thinking about an investment that you've had within a relationship, within a career, within a job, and now you're struggling to decide whether you should stick with it or not, because in the past it might have given you abundance, but you don't feel like that's the case anymore. Now you feel like it's giving you breadcrumbs, it's peanuts, and you're kind of wondering why you're hanging on to it. All right, with the Six of Pentacles, you got all these people at your table, but what point, right? So you're thinking about ending some situation. There is a person here, though, right behind this card, this King of Swords, which is pretty much somebody similar to you. They are available for you. They are in the upright position, but you're also feeling kind of stuck and trapped. Like you can't make moves because you've invested so much in a particular life situation. So you're thinking to yourself, like, how do you get out of it? How can you change your circumstance? Interesting. Everyone, the whole collective is going through this changing period. And now that the portal that we set in the Lion's Gate during Leo season is over, and now we're in Virgo season, and we have an eclipse coming in too. Trust me, those who are making those moves and chopping wood to go in that new direction will have that new life they're seeking. All right, so now I'm talking to you off one card, so let's just continue. Let's see what's coming in towards you guys this first week of September. I'm liking it so far, guys. It's a Six of Wands. But then you have Lovers at the bottom of the deck. All right, let's talk about this. Six of Wands is telling me that somebody comes back to vindicate you, validate you. Job well done, Aquarius. And your justice is this person that's trying to come back to you. This person that, you know, might have done you wrong and done you dirty. I'm sorry, it wasn't Lovers, it was Justice. Let me show you. And Justice is the karma correction card. Libra energy, by the way. This is about you being defensive or resisting something, and you're feeling, again, stuck, trapped, trying to see something from a different position, situation. But with Justice, I feel like whatever's going to happen, even if you're literally in court, because that's what Justice can be, direct, the decision is going to be fair, balanced, and honest for all parties involved. So this is when things get righted, when the scales get balanced. All right, let's continue because we're going to clarify all of these anyway. What is it that Aquarius doesn't see coming their way? King of Cups, interesting. All right, so the King of Cups is somebody who is possibly a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But this is somebody here who's emotionally mature, emotionally available, right? But you have the Eight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. That means you're walking away from something that just doesn't even fulfill you. Like, all those cups are empty. You know, you're discerning adults. How are you going to give love if you don't have any to spare? All right, especially if someone is draining you. So you are walking away from something that's absolutely draining you. And I can see at the bottom of behind this card, It's the Four of Cups. It's something to do with unrequited love. Back to the peanuts, back to the breadcrumbs, back to the thing that's no longer serving you. And I know it's hard because you've built a future with this person, situation, job, career. How do you let that go? It's not an easy thing to do. All right, let's continue. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what your advice is. All right, guys. You have the Queen of Wands, the Five of Swords, and the Four of Wands here. Crossing you. This is the foundation that you've built. This is the home that you built. This is the thing that you were upgrading in your life, or at least you were working towards, right? But with the Five of Swords, it's telling you it's time to sacrifice something. Anything and everything in life requires a sacrifice in order for us to find our true happiness. You can't have a thriving plant and part of the branch is rotting away. You got to cut the branch off in order for the rest of the tree to thrive. 1, 2, you want a slamming body? You got to go on a diet and carve out time to go to the gym. There's a sacrifice. What's the sacrifice? Food, time, money. Buying organic shit's expensive. No, it is for real. Anyway, aside from that, same thing with relationships, guys. Sometimes it's a matter of sacrificing something that's just not working. And then you have the Queen of Wands, where the Queen of Wands talks about having an affair, being the mister, being the mistress, being the third party person, having fun, being casual. Unless this is work related, and if it is, this is talking about being creative, being passionate, bringing that back to the table, right? And something that needs to be sacrificed in order for your life to move forward, all right? Or for you to get a promotion of some kind. You really do need to see something from a different perspective because you are stuck and you're trying to get yourself unstuck here, all right? Because I'm looking at the Hangman at the bottom of the deck, which, by the way, is Pisces energy. All right, let's continue and see what the outcome of the week is. The Ace of Swords. Okay. Ace of Swords and the Eight of Swords at the bottom of the deck, which is right here. The Ace of Swords is you laying down the truth, okay? You all putting your cards on the table. This is like signing contracts, starting something brand new, but you're doing it with honesty and clarity, all right? Above all else, if I was to underline the keyword, it would be clarity. Like everyone is clear and it's a new beginning. So what you're discussing is a whole other thing. Now, the Eight of Swords at the bottom of the deck talks about being trapped again, feeling stuck in an unrequited situation. All right, what's unrequited? Only one person feels the love in the relationship. There's a job that is not interesting to you. It's not for you. A thing that's being offered where you're like, no, not me, no, thank you. All right, so let's continue and start clarifying. Six of Pentacles. Let's see what's going on here. Ooh. Interesting. Yeah, it basically, the Six of Pentacles is telling me everything I was kind of telling you before. You've been quiet, you've been lying low, you've been trying to make wise decisions, but now it's like the time has arrived where it's all coming into a culmination for you, where you're sitting here saying to yourself, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing here anymore. I'm just not happy. I'm giving myself self-imposed time out. My cups are no longer full. They're dry. I'm not even satisfied. And this person, I don't know if I see any more stability in it. I just don't. All right, let's continue. All right. What is the Six of Wands, please? And I know, Aquarius, you're trying to manifest a different kind of future or some kind of resolution or happy situation. Let's see. Yeah. Queen of Pentacles and the High Priestess. You're not even talking to your person. And you have the Page of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. All right. Intuitively speaking, you know where this is headed. You know where this is going. You're not even talking to your person at this point. And if you are, it's very little. It's very limited. You feel like lack of stability. But interestingly enough, I think that maybe you're starting to see this as a blessing in disguise. Maybe your person comes back to you and they offer you options and choices. But it's a thing where you've reached a place, a situation where you're bored. It's reached its peak. It reached a platform where it can either elevate or not go anywhere at all. All right, because you've learned as much as you can from this. That well is running dry, period. And you know this intuitively with the High Priestess. It's telling me here, you can see you're losing your stability within this situation. Granted, the person comes back to you to vindicate and validate you, but that's just an ego boost. What they're after. All right, let's continue. It's the same thing with work. Sometimes it's like, don't you get nervous when they're like patting you on the back and they're saying job well done, but then you were like, okay, but do I get the job? Do I get the promotion? What does this mean? Right? It's something like that after the fact. What is the King of Cups here, please? Oops. Let's get that. All right. The Strength card, which is Leo energy, and the Seven of Swords. You know, the Seven of Swords has been peeking out to me with both decks for quite a hot minute as I was shuffling. See, they're very close to the back of the deck, and it almost came out. Now it actually did, right? Under the King of Cups, which is interesting to me. This is a resisting of some kind with this person, right? This King of Cups. They could be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. They don't have to be. They just mimic water energy, which is emotionally mature and available and wanting to have a relationship. But either you or they are resisting this situation. Okay, and then the Seven of Swords, which is ghosting, which is cheating, which is doing something in the shadows. Someone here is trying to resist. I'm just going to go as far as say, Aquarius, you're resisting getting into another situation with someone else or something else. Where you're trying to quietly ghost something. And there's your Ace of Swords again, putting your cards on the table. You're debating it. I don't even think you're debating it. I think you're calculating, maybe strategizing, but you're definitely resisting at this moment in time. All right, let's continue. What is the Four of Wands, the Five of Swords, and the Queen of Wands? This is too many. But I will see if it wants to come out again. Sun, also Leo energy. All right. Apparently I'm on a busy street, guys. So there's a lot of cars coming by. So every time a car comes by, I pause. So it doesn't get annoying for you. But back to your advice. When you have the two fours, right? The fours are the structures, the things that we lay down base work to create. But yours came out in the cross, which means you're thinking about home, hearth, family structure, and all of that. But the Four of Cups talks about unrequited love. Not for me, not interesting, boring. You're thinking about what's going to make you happy. But in the interim, you are trying to find and restore balance. Now, this is all falling under your advice position. And it's telling you, you know what you need to do, Aquarius? You're an air sign. You're very cerebral. You're very intelligent. You're smart. You're fair. You're balanced. You're honest. You're logical. You're rational. But they're saying, put that aside and be the Queen of Cups. Go with your heart chakra. Be emotionally available and open and use that heart chakra of yours, right? And find your balance. Restore your balance so it can help to point you towards your true north. Your happiness is literally right around the corner. This thing that you're not happy with or you find boring or whatever, you could also actually find abundance in it because it's the universe giving you an opportunity. Interesting. Again, though, above all else, you do need to make some sort of sacrifice in order to find that happiness. But they're saying in order to do that, use your heart chakra. That's going to be your tool. All right, so let's continue and see what the outcome is for the Ace of Swords. Guys, there's going to be an extended. The link is in the description box below. It is for purchase, of course. I haven't done it with members yet. I might add you to the members. Right now, it's just Taurus and Aries on the members. Let me know if you want to be part of the member list because that's where I would add your extendeds. But for now, they're single purchase because this is what everybody's been asking for. But we get into your person. So it's like mostly about love. What they're thinking, what they're going to do, what the universe sees happening, their intentions. We go through all of that in the extended. Anyway, back to you. I do see a lot of Pisces and Leo here, I will say. I saw some Earth before. In your Ace of Swords with your Hangman and your Five of Swords again at the bottom of the deck, when you do put your cards on the table and you have this new beginning in honesty and truth, you're still going to feel stuck. You're still going to try to see something from a different perspective. I think you're trying to use a different angle, Aquarius, right? But you are going to come to this point in your own personal realization, Aquarius, that you do need to make your own sacrifices. Look at this card, right? In this card, it's showing you these are your besties. And with your besties, you're having an argument. You win the argument, but at what cost? It's a bittersweet card. You lose the friends, but you gain the swords, right? It's like if you're fleeing a town, what can you carry? Your house is burning down. What are the 2 or 3 most essential things you run in the house, grab that you can't live without? You go in, you grab those, and you run out of the house. But you leave behind all the old shit and the house and the stuff. But you grab the 3 most important things to you. Okay? And that you create a new life with those things. You'll feel guilty. You'll feel regret. You'll feel loss. But you will begin a new beginning. I see you debating all of it. All right, let's see what's going on here in love. Love for Aquarius, please. Let's redo that. Sorry for the background noise. Wedding. This is very much about a wedding, as I can see, right? Here it is, guys. Someone's either married, wants to get married. We'll see in the extended because we deep dive on this card. We throw more tarot on top of that. But this involves a marriage. Okay. Last but not least, let's see what your advice is. Aquarius, please. Lust. I knew it. Give me a second. I'm going to grab the book. All right, guys, let's read what lust is talking about. All right, my dear one, when the symbol of lust has come before you, beware that when you toy with this energy, you may become consumed by it. Okay? There's a fine balance between desire that is pure and the obsession that arises in the insatiable thrill of danger. Be careful that your desire remains good and that your wanting doesn't cause hurt to yourself or to another. It is best that you move cautiously forward. If you're asking about a relationship, you may be developing an obsessive fever that will take a long time to recover from. Ask yourself, what is the nature of your desire? Why do you want this so badly? Beware, there's always a hidden agenda in lust. What is yours? Interesting. It's like the universe can see what you're about to entertain. So maybe you might want to consider all your best options here. Interestingly enough, I'll see everybody over at the extended.